startup companies, whether it's they're partnering with larger companies, any forms thereof. So that is really why starting this series, and we'll do more this fall and hopefully more this spring, in partnership with iLab here at the business school, talking about how do we creatively address that challenge of getting great science ideas out of the lab and into the clinic and into the market is a key element of our strategy and a key element of what we're all about. But also realizing that obviously we can't do it all on our own, so we need partners. Partners in thinking about it, such as faculty here at the business school in the form of Bill, partners in the form of partners, in the form of Roger, and partners in the form of the government that, for example, Michael Weingarten, who will talk about some of the programs and some of the role that the government plays. And some of our subsequent series will talk about other types of partnerships as well. And with that, let me turn it over to Jody, who I think will make a couple comments about the iLab, and then we'll go from there.
Great. Thanks, Buck. First of all, thank you again for coming out in this crazy weather. We do 2 to 3 workshops a week, and I'm so pleased with the audience tonight, given the what's going on outside, so thank you. And I also see a lot of new faces that we don't typically see, which is part of the purpose of this event, is to introduce you to the iLab and what we do. So I just want to give you a brief overview of some of the things that are going on here. If you're not familiar with the iLab or it's your first time here, we are a university-wide endeavor, and that makes us quite unique around Harvard. We are trying to facilitate interactions among all schools at Harvard, which we think will really elevate entrepreneurship and the opportunities that can come about when you do that. We support all entrepreneurial endeavors, founders and joiners. We do that in a number of different ways. We like to talk about our program areas in terms of a few different buckets. We have our physical space, which is 30,000 square feet of space, 24 conference rooms, a lot of different interactive, configurable space that you can utilize to work on your ventures. And the community that's associated with that is a big component of it. It's being around like-minded people who are working on commercializing their ideas alongside you. And then from a programming standpoint, we have expert resourcing, and that takes the form of a number of different things. Workshops are one of them. We do 2 to 3 a week, about 70 to 80 a year, all topics of entrepreneurship, helping resource you to get your ideas off the ground. We're really excited. This is our first Life Sciences series, which is new for us, and we're really excited to offer more industry-specific series as well. We also have 29 entrepreneurs and experts in residence, as well as a number of what we call Harvard Innovation Partners, law firms, VC firms, design firms, etc. that are all here as resources to, you can set up appointments and meet one-on-one with these folks. Highly encourage you to take advantage of that as well. And then we have mentorship programs and all sorts of other meetups and immersion events that are opportunities for team formation and idea generation as well. One thing to highlight that just got announced recently is our President's Challenge, which focuses on solving some of the world's largest problems in the areas of social entrepreneurship. And it's a great way for to form teams, receive mentorship, workshops associated with it, and then there are prizes at the end as well. I'm going to end there because there's an endless amount of things that we provide, and I encourage you to check out our website and subscribe to our newsletter, which is we send out weekly, which will give you a list of all of the EIRs who will be here, all of the workshops that will be happening, and all the other events. But we're really excited to have you here, and hope to see you again soon. And with that, I'll turn it over to Wei.
Good evening. My name is Wei Ben. I'm the Director of Commercial Strategies for HSEI, and also I'm responsible for our translational program. Did I not turn it on? I would like to join Brock and Jody in welcoming you to today's event. Just to get to know you a little better, how many of you are scientists? Means like day job is studying science or conducting research? Great. How many of you either have a startup idea that you're actively pressure testing, or you have already incorporated a company? Oh, that's a great mix. So as Bob mentioned, we have more events coming up this year. There are 2. Next Wednesday, we have a panel of VC investors discussing winning concepts for tech startups in the current funding environment. On November the 27th, Carmichael and Roberts are going to talk about starting a life sciences company. And Jody and I are planning more sessions for the spring to further address the challenges that you would face or people would face to either start or grow a young life sciences company. Now, before I turn it over to our distinguished panelists, I want to emphasize or highlight how some of you in the audience may be able to connect with Harvard Stem Cell Institute's translational program. So we have and will continue to build a good infrastructure to support Harvard investigators' translational efforts through our translational grants or through our core facilities. For example, our core facilities include a small molecule therapeutic screening center, the Center for Human Antibody Therapies, and the Center for Human Cell Therapies. For those of you in the audience who are industry veterans or entrepreneurs or investors, we would love to seek your support by providing mentorship to our investigators, providing input on the programs that we will be considering for investment, and also we would love to partner with you to spin out and commercialize our discoveries. And today, we're very lucky to have 3 panelists who have very deep experience in funding life sciences ventures. The format of today's session is each of the panelists will speak for about 20 to 30 minutes. So please hold all your questions towards the end for the Q&A session. And our first speaker is Bill Selman, who is the Dmitry V. Sokolov, class of 1955 professor of business administration